Hello guys, and welcome to my first ever video on VFX Times. Today we are going to be doing some basic typography as seen in my intro. Okay, so let's get started with a new composition. Name it whatever you want. Set the size to 1920 by 1080. And then set the length. You want the length to be about 10 seconds. Okay, so let's get started with a new camera. Leave it at the default, and then a new light. Set it as a spotlight. And then check cast shadows. Now what you want to do is add a new solid as a background. Choose whatever color you want. I say blue looks really nice. And then set this as a 3D layer so the light in the camera affects it. Position your spotlight just about in the middle. And now let's change some settings. You could turn up the intensity up and down. You can change the cone angle. I like the angle to be a bit high, just like this. Also, change the shadow diffusion up to 750 and the shadow darkness to 120. And now we can add our text. Select the text tool up here and type whatever you need to. I'm going to type in VFX. Oops. There we go. I like it to stay in caps. Align it to the center. Take your anchor point, put it down here at the bottom one. And then what you want to do is to scale it up. And then bring it down with the down arrow key. Just like so. And then if you want, scale it up a bit more again. And select the 3D checkbox. Now what you want to do is to add your other light, or add your other text. And mine is going to be times. Set your anchor point down here to the center. Align it. Move it however you want. Scale it up or down depending on your needs. And I say this looks good. Now check your 3D checkbox and go into Custom View 1. Select your plane and bring that back a bit. There we go. Now what you want to do is select both of these by holding down Shift and clicking on them. Go down into the material options and check accept shadows. Now their shadows should show up on the back plane or back solid. There we go, just like so. And now we are going to take our plane, scale it up a lot. There we go. And now we are going to go into the active camera back again. And now we are ready to animate. Okay, so I'm going to select both of these and bring them down just a tiny bit. Perfect. Okay, and so now what we're going to do, if you want to animate them, select your text layer, go down, or press P while you're going on it. Check this little stopwatch thing, and then bring over this little diamond to this side. And then what you want to do is to stay at the beginning and move it in whatever direction you want to come in. So I want it to come from the side, so I'm going to move it over here. Also, a nice little trick, add motion blur. It'll add a lot to your scene. And now if we render, this is how it should look. just like so. And so now we could do that with the times. Press P, bring it over, bring the beginning over right about here, and then when you're over here, just like so, go one frame out, and then I want it to be coming from this side. Oops. Just like so. And so now, if you render that, this is how the finished animation should look. Just like so. And if you wanted the letters to come in later, you can do it a different way by selecting VFX, right-clicking. One second. Okay. Right-clicking on VFX, create shapes from text, and then do Control D 3 times for the amount of letters that you want. You can delete your normal text layer and then rename it to whatever you want, or to whatever letter you need. So I'm gonna put this as V, rename F, and then X, and then once you go in, click on contents and then delete every other one. This is gonna stay as a V, contents, and there we go. And see, now you can animate these separately, as you can see. And so let's just do that right now. Position. There we go. I'm gonna drag this out to 15, just about 15 frames. And then I am going to pull it over to the side. And I'll do that for the rest of these, and I'll be right back. There we go. Now all we have to do is to animate the times to come in one frame after everything else. And so this should be your final animation. Okay, and if you want, I forgot to add motion blur up on here. And so I'm going to bring these keyframes in just a tiny bit. Okay. There we go. Just like mine, and then again you could add the swishy sound effects, and if you really wanted to, you could have the light click off at the end, and which is really simple. You go into the light settings. Let me just close out all of these. Go into the light settings, keyframe the intensity, go back, add another keyframe so it stays, and then go 2 or 3 frames right in front of it, and then turn the intensity all the way down. And so what you have is a gradual light turning off. Just like that. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.